Welcome back to a Clan a Day podcast, brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald, and today we're turning our attention to Clan MacLennan, a family whose origins lie in both tragedy and triumph. Known as Seal Gillinane in Gaelic, meaning seed of the devotee of St. Finnan, the MacLennans are a Highland clan with a storied history that spans centuries of battles, alliances, and resilience. The origins of the MacLennans are steeped in legend tied to their ancestors, the Logans of Drumderfit in Easter Ross. Tradition tells us of their early chief Gilligorm, who led his people in a bitter feud against the Frasers. In a bloody battle near North Keswick, Gilligorm was slain. Adding insult to injury, the Frasers carried off his widow, who later gave birth to a child under tragic circumstances. The boy, deliberately deformed to prevent any future vengeance, was named Crotair MacGilligorm, or the hunchbacked son of Gilligorm. Despite his hardships, he was educated by monks at Bealach Abbey, where he eventually took holy orders and founded churches in Skye and Glenelg. His son, Gilla Finane, the devotee of St. Finnan, would give rise to the surname MacLennan. By the 15th century, Clan MacLennan had established themselves as loyal allies of the Mackenzies of Kintail. While other clans were often subjugated or conquered, the MacLennans stood as valued friends and warriors. The Mackenzies trusted the MacLennans so deeply that they were given the honoured role of standard bearers. One of the clan's most significant moments came at the Battle of Bealach nam Broig in the early 15th century, where the MacLennans, alongside the MacRaes, MacIvors and Macaulays, defended their territory against the Frasers and Munros. Though the battle was a desperate and costly affair, it showcased the MacLennans' unwavering bravery and loyalty. Fast forward to 1645 during the Civil War, and the MacLennans found themselves in the midst of another epic confrontation, the Battle of Auldearn. As loyal followers of the Covenanter Mackenzie chief, they faced the royalist forces under the brilliant strategist James Graham, the Marquis of Montrose. The clan was led by their chief, Ruairidh MacLennan, a towering figure with his distinctive red beard. Despite orders to withdraw, the MacLennans fought valiantly to defend the Mackenzie standard, the famed Caberfaid deer's antler. The clan was ultimately overwhelmed by the cavalry of Clan Gordon, and Ruairidh and his men fell to the last. Their sacrifice became a defining moment in MacLennan history, epitomising the clan's unyielding courage. Following the devastation of Auldearn, the MacLennans struggled to recover. Though they remained a proud and distinct clan, their numbers dwindled, and they played a smaller role in the Jacobite risings of the 18th century. 11 MacLennans are recorded as prisoners after the Battle of Culloden in 1746, a tragic footnote to their enduring loyalty to the Highland way of life. Despite their challenges, Clan MacLennan has left a notable mark in Scottish history and culture. James Logan, a 19th century author, brought attention to Highland heritage and dress with his influential work, The Scottish Gael. Meanwhile, Reverend Murdoch MacLennan of Crathy gained fame during the Jacobite Rising of 1715 for his satirical poem about the inconclusive Battle of Sheriff Muir, capturing the confusion with the witty refrain, "And we ran, and they ran, and they ran, and we ran awa man." The clan's motto, Dum Spiro Spero, "While I breathe I hope," speaks to the spirit of perseverance that has defined the MacLennans through centuries of triumph and adversity. The MacLennans' war cry, Dream nan Dure, or the Ridge of Tears, is a sombre nod to the battles and sacrifices that shaped their identity. Today, Clan MacLennan is very much alive. After centuries without a chief, Ronald George MacLennan was recognised as Chief of the Name and Arms in 1977. Upon his passing in 1989, His son, Ruairidh Donald George MacLennan of MacLennan, became the 35th chief of the clan. The modern day clan is active across the globe, with strong associations in Scotland, Australia, Canada, the USA, and New Zealand. The chief resides in far Inverness, where his young daughter, Rosie Margaret MacLennan, stands as the heir apparent. From the tragic fall of Gilligorm to their steadfast role as standard bearers for the Mackenzies, Clan MacLennan's history is one of loyalty, resilience, and hope. Their story serves as a testament to the strength of the Highland clans and the legacy of the Gaelic way of life. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Clan MacLennan. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of A Clan a Day podcast. I'm Colin MacDonald, and as always, go NRE and both are leet.